Alrighty, guys, get this. We are going full circle, like all the way full circle back to episode 1, at least in terms of our recording methods. Actually, probably not episode 1. Way back in the day, we used to use Mumble and record on there. That was probably episode 1. But we did for a long time, probably for like over 100 episodes. We were not live. We just chatted online and individually recorded our audio and then combined it later on. And that's what we're doing now, guys. So welcome to the show. This is You, Me, and BTC. Just for kicks, I don't need to say it again. We've been screwing around for several months, all different formats and whatnot. So today, we're skipping the video. And we're just, like I said, old school. We're both recording better audio, hopefully. Hopefully you don't get Tim with any laggy audio or anything like that. This is Tim. Welcome to the show, Tim.
I think he's attacking me whenever he shouldn't really be. I feel like it's undeserved, especially because the way I'm having to hear him right now is like how when we used Mumble, and it's just like this weird, this reverb on stuff. It's not that bad actually, but yes, this is Tim. Hello. I'm back to... that wasn't a jab at you. That was just a jab at the internet. Like, when I record everything on my end, it means I'm getting your voice through the internet and recording that, which can be laggy. But now, since we're both recording individually, we should both have a superb audio quality. So, for whatever that's worth. You can tell anyone who has listened to this before already knows this, but if you're new, I'm very sensitive and I take pretty much any kind of criticism about anything, I take very badly. If Daniel brings up
that right,
if there's any kind of a attempt to help me or to tell me that maybe I'm not doing something entirely correctly, I kind of just automatically assume that Daniel's attacking me. There's plenty of times where you can bring this stuff up. I'm sure we'll get into the show in a little bit.
Well, yeah, you guys are all pretty much caught up now. You know everything there is to know about Tim and I's relationship and this podcast. So welcome to the show if you're new. That's all you need to know.
You don't get the dynamic, or you do get the dynamic now, but what you're missing, and because of the video, is getting to stare at me the entire time while you try to... That's really the only thing I have.
That's the real reason I killed the video. That's the real reason. So, guys, it's also been a while, like probably over 3 weeks. So, okay, Tim's mad at me. He shut off his video now for me.
I was kind of just trying to see if he was looking or not.
It's been several weeks, guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You know, we used to do New Year's shows, and I guess this is it.
Did we?
Yeah, we would make predictions for Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was thinking, like, do a show.
Excuse me, sorry.
That came through in crystal clear.
I thought about turning away, but I was like, screw it. I mean, if we're experimenting, let's just see how this goes over.
Is this, well, I'll ask because of that. Is your diet going? That sounds like a high-fat content burp.
So, ever since Christmas, so obviously Christmas I cheated. No question there. Since Christmas, it's been more of like a mid-range, like I'm not full keto, I'm probably not in ketosis, but we definitely still have quite a few keto meals. Probably like 2/3 of our meals are keto, and then once in a while we'll have Chick-fil-A or something. So we've made progress, but we're not in full keto at the moment for sure.
That's probably good. There is a little bit of beyond, I think, beyond where you're going, where you're like, I want significant results like from this, or it's some kind of a health benefit to me outside of just losing weight. I
don't think I really have much weight to lose, so there is that.
No, you got to cut down to 99, right down to 99. Right, That's where monsters are made.
The 2-digit club.
Just shredded yes, exactly, 2-digit club. But or just any kind of like a goal in general. You have to for doing like a dedicated diet like that. I think, and I'll count this as my advice of the week because I don't want to have to think of something later. But don't go crazy.
Another
on stuff.
Old school. We haven't done advice in a while, so here you go, guys. This is great. Old school for the win. Well, hit me, Tim.
Okay. If And I'm guessing in your case, well, I guess that's probably what I'll just ask in this is, have you still been doing the workout thing, exercise?
No. I did start softball, but that's only once a week. But I oh, geez. If I had to do softball 7 nights a week or work out like 1 night a week, I would take softball every single time. I can't stand the gym. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to a gym.
Well, it's not even the gym. It's like our private gym at work. But still, it's just...
Yeah, that'd be weirder, too.
It's just boring.
Like, apartment complex gyms are weird enough, but I've gone in there, and it's kind of like, I kind of like it, because normally there's no one else in there, because, I don't know, nobody uses those things most of the time. Like, once you live someplace, oh, good, now I'm getting... My connected devices are vulnerable. This is thanks to a vast free antivirus.
Ooh, you're in trouble, Tim.
Yeah.
I'm coming after you through Hangouts.
They're definitely going to come after me. Although, I was talking about that with somebody else about just like fitness stuff and the idea of becoming an Instagram fitness person or someone that takes like videos for people and like sends them out and you're like, you can do it. You just have to remember why you well, and then I looked at YouTube within 5, 15, 20 minutes and I started getting ads for, I think it's called True Coach, but it's training. I was like, you motherfucker. They're good. They're good. Okay. So, but like, do you walk, like whenever I've seen, like, are you just sitting all day?
Or currently, yes. Okay. I think now that I'm back from Christmas, New Year's is over and whatnot, I probably will end up doing softball once a week and gym like twice a week.
Okay.
So, yeah, if I can pull that off, yeah. I hate the gym though. Like I said, I would much rather like anything like basketball, ultimate frisbee. I'll take any of those over the gym, like without question. They're just way more interesting.
I was going to ask, it's interesting. Are you more uncomfortable at the gym too? Because it's like you're a singular person. You're not on a team.
No. It's just boring. Like it literally is just boring. It's not awkward because no one else is there when we go. We go at like 6:30 a.m. and it's just me and 2 other guys that I'm good friends with. So it's not awkward at all. It's not weird at all. It's literally just boring. And like if I'm gonna get myself out of breath, like at least make it interesting.
I would like to point out on my behalf, like on my side of complaining about other people, that just listening to how Daniel just talked about that, and if I'm going to be out of breath, what kind of a thought process is that? And when he's like, it's not awkward, it's me and 2 other guys from my work who I know really well, who are very good friends. I've seen Daniel with his friends. It's not awkward.
Fair.
It's still this kind of just, oh, well, so what should I do now? Actually, I don't know. I haven't interacted with you in public for a while. I'll make my own awkward statements. As far as, like, I got coffee with you, and then, but I don't think I've gone, like, anywhere that wasn't a specified action. Like, okay, we're going to go out to eat. And then, so there's kind of, but whatever.
Yeah, so hold on. So I'm going to respond to that, but I need to mention like 2 super quick things before I forget. First of all, just for kicks, I feel like since we're switching things up, we should double check that we're both recording audio indeed before we get too far and have to like have a wasted half hour. Yeah, so are you indeed recording?
I am.
We've made that mistake before, folks.
There's part of this is I don't want to have to look at Daniel, and part of it is learning from past mistakes. Where anytime we do this, where I'm recording, I just stare at the recorder the entire time just to be like, all right, yeah, it's still going.
That's good. That's good. We have made some grave mistakes in that realm.
That's it.
Second thing.
Sorry.
I was just going to say our sponsor is still eToro, and we are still huge fans of them and thankful to them for sponsoring us. So you can find them at meandbtc.com/trade. I just wanted to mention that one bonus time, but of course we'll still do our regular display at the end. No video today, just for fun, but we'll still at least tell you what's going on with them in a few minutes. Okay, so what was I going to? Oh, me in public. Yeah, I definitely still have work to do. I suck at small talk. I just do. I heard someone say the other day, someone else who also sucks at small talk, the way they phrased it was, I'm still learning how to end conversations, and that's still me. Even people that I know really well, and that I literally sit 5 feet away from them at work all day long. Even them, like if they ask me a question, I'll answer the question, sure, great, whatever. But then it's like, okay, so now I'm gonna turn back to my desk. Okay, yeah, right. like I'm still learning how to end that conversation.
We'll see what happens because of this. But part of my aversion to a lot of actual jobs is not being an animal walker for people, but I don't like professional interactions. They're very annoying to me, and because I would say like trying to end a conversation with that person is harder than just somebody who talks to you out in public, because I'll just literally walk away from somebody. And I mean, I think most people would, but it's the people that you're like, I have to see them forever. I can't just.
Yeah. It's weird. Another factor is, it's weird because sometimes it just varies. I guess that's all I was about to say is like everything in life, it's nuanced, whatever. Like there are certain people like you, obviously I could talk to about anything, and whatever. I could talk for hours on end. That's pretty much all we ever do. Great. But other people, it varies. Like, if I'm at work with them, I might have a great conversation, but then if we're hanging out at someone's house, it might be awkward. Or, it might depend on the time of day. It might depend. And then obviously different people, like, back in the day, if I was at a Bitcoin conference, we did have some super awkward moments at some conferences, but I also had some super social moments. Like I had plenty of times where I wasn't awkward and I would just talk to strangers and interview them and whatever. So I guess all I'm trying to say with that is it varies. People do these personality tests, and I'm sure I've mentioned on the show probably, like, it varies. That's the answer to every single question on a personality test, is it varies. So, but yes, I guess I'm still learning it. It comes and goes. Some days, good days and bad days, I guess, sometimes I will, like, I'll find a situation where I'll know for sure in my head, like, this could be awkward. Like, I'm walking down the hall. It's going to be a solid 25 seconds with this person that I don't normally talk to. So, a bad day would be I'm just silent. I'm awkward. I'm like literally clenching my fist. That's not even an exaggeration. Like, I'll just be like, well, this is awkward. Like, I'll almost like grunt, but obviously silently. Yeah, but then a good day would be like, you know what, screw it, I'm doing it. Like, I'm going to come up with something. Hey, what'd you do last weekend? And that...
no, I don't want to do that. That does not sound... it is nuance, it is whatever, but it's also just where you feel comfortable in something, or where you've just built a comfort in what it... Because I'm sure if you, like, have to go talk to somebody, it's not as awkward to you as if like you're passing the person and you kind of know them, and the only experience I have with stuff like that is in like the grocery store. Whenever I see someone that I know and I just don't want to talk to them, sometimes you end up having to, and then the way to get rid of people is just to talk. Just not yell, but just babble a story at them. Like, because if you're worried about them doing that, they'll eventually just get like, oh, okay, yeah, I have to leave, I have to go. But a lot of times I do just kind of like, I made eye contact. I'm just gonna keep on checking out and leave. Like, I don't want to. And like I said, that's the idea of the professional kind of thing, like where you're supposed to talk about And it's not, I don't normally have an issue of where I'm the person that's like saying something, inappropriate normally. Although, over Christmas, I did not scream, but I was telling a story and I fake like screamed like, fuck. And I did it pretty loud, but I mean, thankfully, just at my, like the younger people in my family, but it was just so out of place and unnecessary that I haven't felt shame for a while in front of my family, and I felt it very, very hard.
Was it an accident, or
what?
Did you intend to say that as part of the story, or did it just like come out?
It just kind of came out because I was telling a story. Like, because when I'm doing that, I'm not really I'm just like, and then I got out of the car, and then I saw him coming, and then it was a guy that he was supposed to pay us, but I really didn't want to talk to him, but fuck! And I was like, that was unnecessary. Like, everyone's saying, like, suck, or that, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, that, I guess, so sometimes it does come out as inappropriate, but that had something to do with what I was saying before, but do you have any idea where it was something about not being inappropriate, but it doesn't really matter. Just, I think it's a lot more important depending, like, how you're going to feel. And I think we have this weird idea on emotions, it seems like, where we at the same time are like, they're super important. Mental health is super important. You should really take care of yourself, treat yourself sometimes. And then at the same time, we're like, yeah, no, you gotta work real hard, work. Also don't complain. Things are only good when they get hard. And treating yourself, you should probably just eat cookies. That's what self-love is binge eating food and drugs. And that's what self-care is just getting annihilated. So, I don't know that I'm saying to take like a middle approach as far as emotions where they're either the most important thing or they don't matter at all, but your emotional sense of where you are in that whatever situation is going to be a lot. I guess all I'm doing is trying to convince Daniel to go to the gym, even though I'd just be like, oh, just go do body squats out. Do you still have a porch like at your old house?
At my new house?
Yeah.
Wait, what? What? What
do you
house?
have like an enclosed backyard, like in the same style as the old one?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Go out there, because this is also going to work on your confidence as well. Go out there. What's the temperature now? Like during the days?
It's warmed up. We had some really cold, like low 40s midday. Right now, it's probably like 60s midday.
Is it sunny at least?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You're going to start working out nude in your backyard. You're going to buy a 12-pound kettlebell. And let's see.
The first time, I think I told you, I think it was a probably 35, maybe even more, maybe even 45. The first time I ever worked out. Nope, it was like the second or third. But we had these we only had one kettlebell. That's all we had. And I almost threw out my back.
The
only reason I didn't was because I knew like this is gonna kill me. So my buddies were doing like, I don't know, 6 or 8 or 10 reps in 30 seconds, and I was doing like 1.5.
What were they doing?
You put it in between your legs and just like heave it up and then catch it down. Just swinging it basically up and down.
Yeah, I don't know that. Because I'm starting to do that. One time actually when I was out there in Arizona, I went to the gym, I deadlifted, and then I did kettlebells. And I used to think it was doing the kettlebells that mess it up, but I think, because I think those, and I've heard, again, conflicting things, whether or not, because some people think that having people just go into a gym and just do squats, like just on their own without paying attention is terrible and can very easily lead to an injury, and it can. But kettlebells.
Why squats? Why would squats lead to an injury?
because you don't do them correctly, like doing with weight on your back.
With weight, they do them with weight.
I've seen these, like, people do literally on a pretty regular basis. Like the videos people will watch or stuff on YouTube, like people just looking dumb at the gym. Those are drastic, but I think most people are doing not the safest. Like there's certain exercises that are just like, why?
Well, that's the thing. Even the professionals, like you just made a comment about like taking the middle road when it comes to emotional or whatever. Excuse me, sorry. If you want to sponsor my burps with your soda, hit me up.
Yes.
Daniel at me and btc.com.
No, mineral water, carbonated mineral water, no soda.
I'll take the sugar. If you're paying me money, I'll drink the sugar. But yeah, obviously sugar-free is better. We've been saying this for years, like ever since high school, and I'm sure it's come up on the show a couple times. But and obviously, I just said a few seconds ago, like, oh, everything in life is nuanced. That's kind of the YMB thing, the answer to every question is, I don't know. So, and I guess all I was going to say is that's how it is with working out too, because even the pros, like. If you're running like 100 miles in a day, people do that, or however long it takes, like you're gonna get injured. Like you're not gonna grow old. If you're playing football, like people say like, oh yeah, get healthy, go get some exercise. Great, sure, fine. But there's a point of diminishing returns, and football players are injured all the time, like probably more than the average person. So like there's this scale between sedentary and obese and 100-miler marathon runner with like no ligaments left. And so it's like, I don't have the answer for you. Like, where should you fall in that? I'm just making the point that like, dang, you got to remember, exercise sounds like the best advice on the planet. And for most people, it probably is, because to them, exercise means like take a walk once a week. Fine, that's probably the best advice compared to not taking a walk once a week. But still, it's just a weird concept to wrap your head around. Like, everyone says this is really good advice, but actually, at a certain point, it's dangerous for me. So
yeah, it's dangerous, and then our expectations for stuff are, I'm going to work out like this dude on YouTube who eats 10,000 calories a day and is on tren and human growth hormone. But that's one thing that's kind of changed. Not like I was okay with going to the gym before, but I stopped. Now, I mean, you probably don't. Do you listen to music?
Yeah, while I work out.
Like on headphones?
No. It's just on someone's phone. Yeah. Because we'll all do the same routine and just like rotate through.
Okay. I started listening to like, not necessarily ambient, but you know what I mean by like drone music, just like long tones, very slow and drawn out. I started listening to stuff like that.
Sigur Rós did you listen to their latest album, Sigur Rós? That was all it was.
I haven't listened to Sigur Rós for...
It's called Liminal, but that's exactly what it was, if I'm understanding.
It's
Liminal.
Okay. I mean, I'll look at it. But, I mean, even... Sigur Rós might be okay, but... did you ever listen to any of, like, Aphex Twin stuff?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that was probably John a little bit. Neither one of us listened to it a lot. But we're talking like, I mean, again, do whatever. I don't know why I made that as a caveat, but
do whatever.
Do whatever you want. Do it. If you can do it, I can do it. We can all do it.
That's Nike's next slogan. Do whatever.
It probably is. That's the problem with what you're saying, is that it's so likely that someone's going to say that. You know what? We don't know what to say anymore. Do whatever. But just almost like not actual white noise or anything like that, but just very minimal for like tracks that are See, I don't know. I never listened to Sigur Rós as much as I think you and John did. I had Taki, and I was pretty much. Don't say that probably like you're all high and mighty above me.
Yeah,
the audience can't see
you
you being a dick, but I can hear you. I'm still looking at the recording to make sure I'm not fucking this up.
You should, yeah. Like right after this, go look up Liminal, because I think it's exactly as long as you're referring to like slow spacey music.
Nah, well,
because there's also like electronic, like it's like a lot more techno-y, still slow and spacey, but a lot more techno-y, which would be kind of different.
I'm talking more like that. Or if Rush has a lot of like interludes that are kind of spacey like that, but electronic. And Sigur Rós has the kind of the natural feel because they're playing all natural. I'm talking about, I guess more they would call them like soundscapes.
Got it.
Or like just a drone, almost like a pulse. It depends on how they're doing it. But something more like that where you're listening to a piece for a 35-minute thing, which is probably just the hipster in me just being like, oh, it's all one continuous thing.
It's 35 minutes. I have a better attention span than most of the world.
No, I mean, I'm not that bad anymore, but that's definitely what it was before with Dream Theaters. Oh, well, this song's 8 minutes. Everybody listens to radio things. They're only 2 minutes. They couldn't even
put this on the radio.
I have so much more time to think because I get lost in these soundscapes, and I like to use words like soundscapes. But treating instead of, now again, I don't think you're really liable to do this anyway. But be careful with the kettlebells, especially with the heavy. Like I start with like 24s and warm up to 45s, and I don't do that for that much. So depending on what you're using. But instead of we're going to crank metal and I have to go to the gym and get angry and I'm going to pump out all this, like treat it more as just like, I mean, even if you're doing bodybuilding style stuff, you can still be like, no, I mean, this is not a meditation, because that's kind of an overused word now. Everybody's like, you should meditate. You should meditate. You should do yoga. You should do jiu-jitsu. It's all meditative. But treat it more like, I'm trying to be healthy right now, or I want to work on a specific muscle group, not, we're going to go in there, I'm going to crank out all this weight, and I'm going to listen to Meshuggah at full volume.
I can't say I've ever thought of it that way, but it sounds reasonable. It sounds like it could work.
Because most people, and I think this is true, I mean, most people I've talked to or been around or worked with or seen online, if they're working out at the gym, it's either kind of like the very upbeat, super poppy music, rap, or metal, because they're like, I just want something like fast.
Right.
And I think I would say like stay more in it, just being like, well, this, like, there's almost no exercise you should be doing at just like a thrashing pace. Like, most of the exercise you're doing should be controlled. And if they're not, and I know this from hurting myself enough and being around people that you were talking about, like athletes that don't have ligaments anymore, do it like the jiu-jitsu people that they just, like, my elbows don't really extend anymore. A guy who told me I was doing the deadlifts correctly because I was like dragging them up across my shins. He's like, I've gotten, it hurts sometimes. For 3 days one time, I had to piss in the jug because I couldn't get out of bed. And I'm like, like, so if you're not, like I was saying before, if you're not working towards like, I want to compete, and I want to compete because I want to be the best and I want to beat other people. If you're just like, it'd be kind of interesting to go into a powerlifting meet and, or I could just do jiu-jitsu a little bit. Joe Rogan says it's good. Unless you're like, I want to figuratively murder people in this competition, probably you don't have to go crazy with it, because the only reason why athletes do that is because it's competition.
It's their life.
You have to, but there's a difference between like being healthy and then being like, well, what happens if he trains more? Like, it's not competing against yourself. I guess I'm trying to the idea is trying to get away from it being this like assault at the gym, and you're just like, I have to burn off all these calories and just get rid of all this fat and brr. But
so
I haven't really let you ask me anything. I've just been badgering you about your health, so I apologize for that. I apologize.
No. I like it all. I like it all. We've hit some good spots here, like learning how to talk to people. Still working on that. Learning how to work out. Still working on that. But the answer to the life, to life, the universe, and everything is the same as it's always been on this show.
Don't go crazy.
Maybe not. Yeah, do a little, but not too much. You know what I'm saying? It might go up, it might go down, right? So
we're not responsible for anything that happens to you. Please, no.
Yeah. So hey, I don't want to go too much longer, but it is our New Year's episode. Tim, wait, you never did get advice in. Give me one sentence.
I thought that was the advice I said was...
Oh.
It might have been a long, convoluted...
Yeah,
I think
it
was
very long, but I think you're right. We did just get advice out of you. It's like, don't go at the gym. All right, so that's Tim's advice.
Get out of my way. Don't use my weights.
All right, so here's what else I want to do. Predictions. Now I know you're not the type of guy that would ever want to make a New Year's resolution, because you know you won't keep it.
How dare you?
I know you're not the type of guy to set New Year's goals for pretty much the same reason. It's like, well, I don't know. The same as what I was just saying too. It's like, I might make it, I might not. I don't know, maybe. So, but one thing we can do just for fun, this doesn't commit you to anything. It's just a wild off the wall guess. And this is how we've always said it. Every year, we're just like, just say something. It doesn't even matter if you think it's true. Just make a prediction just for the halibut. So here you go. This is your chance, Tim, to make a prediction. Obviously, in the past, it's been all about Bitcoin. I mean, if you want to stick with Bitcoin, go for it. But, it could be about your life, your job, your friends, this show, your mental state. I don't know. Those are also stuff that kind of gets talked about here. Anything to share with me?
I'm confused exactly as to the
prediction. 2020 prediction
in general. Okay.
Yeah. It's prediction about yourself, prediction about me, prediction about the frickin' stock market, prediction about this show, prediction about America.
Do you have anyone?
Any prediction?
Anything to predict to give me, like, because you're just like, what do you want to put out and say that you're going to predict for the year? I want time to make myself look as dumb as possible.
Here's one. I'll go ahead and call the basically a recession. I only say that, obviously none of this is financial advice, and people always call recession, or people always call it, dollar collapse tomorrow. But no, I'll go ahead and call a pretty, the only reason I say that is because the stock market is just constantly hits all-time highs, and I know that's not sustainable. So
no, that's what's supposed to happen. That means a good economy, Daniel. I don't think you went and listened to your economy professors.
You're right. I'm not saying dollar collapse tomorrow, because even if we have a recession, obviously in 10 years, we'll have more all-time highs and everything will be fine. Possibly. Don't quote me on that, because who knows? But I'll go ahead and call a pretty significant crash. And how would I define that? That's a good question. Tim, keep thinking about a prediction. Share what you want. I'm going to pull up a general like Dow Jones or S&P chart and go ahead and pick a number that I think we'll get to just for kicks.
Well, I mean, I can make...
All right, never mind. I already got it. Forget Tim. Don't worry about him. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and look at a 5-year chart, and it looks like I'm looking at the Dow Jones. Holy balls. The Dow Jones went from about in 5 years, it went from about 17,000 points up to about 29 right now. And that's not even going back to the recession or the 2008. 2008, we got as low as like 7,000. Yeah, about 8,000. So there's your range there, guys. We're sitting at about 29 right now, 28, 29. 2008 took us all the way down to about 9.
What was what was like 2006, 2007?
Oh yeah, like the previous peak. Very good question. 2007 peaked at about 13. So that was the last recession, was from 13 down to about 9.
Daniel,
what?
Do you not like? Partly why I didn't want to do the prediction is because I don't understand why something isn't happening as far as like a recession already. And you kind of the thing about there where
right.
it's
so
up from
we're like at double the previous peak.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
How bad that's going to be if that happens now? What?
Yeah.
What, we went down 4,000 points. You said
so from 13 down to about 8 or 9. Yeah.
Oh God.
And now we're at more than double of that previous peak. I know exactly what you mean. It's like, holy crap, obviously this isn't sustainable, and that's exactly why I'm calling it.
Well, it's not sustainable, and they're already being like, yeah, let's do lower interest rates on houses.
Oh, yeah. But then again, people, obviously we love Bitcoin, and people say the same thing about Bitcoin. Oh, 19,000, that's not sustainable. And then it obviously it's not sustainable, and it crashes. But then we're just as expectant that it'll go back to where it was. So it's like, yeah, but it didn't work last time at 19,000. Why would it stay at 19,000 this time? I don't know. Well, good question.
I would almost, and part of the reason why I'm having a problem making a prediction actually about that is because at the same time where I'm like, I don't know how things don't fall apart. I'm also like, well, they kind of just hold it together just by brute force. So it's just kind of like, well, what bounds are they going to go to not have it for the
like
amount
how many
that
wars are they going to start? How much deflation are they going to are the people going to tolerate?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll do that. A prediction for, I mean, this will just be in the next couple of weeks. There won't be a war in Iran. We're talking about starting wars. There's not going to be a war in Iran. We're not going to invade Iran. Probably. No, not probably. I will, well, cause we could just be like, well, we'll go check it out for a little bit. And then we're like, 20 years later, we're still there. Another prediction, Daniel will get a nosebleed.
Yeah, there you go.
He will get multiple nosebleeds in 2020.
It's
another
bleeding
prediction
now for all you listeners out there.
Daniel is going to get shredded, and he's going to be a YouTube fitness model.
Okay, I like that
one. Only
one.
Listens to Ziggo Ross and dresses like the Witcher lady behind him.
I'll be called the Zen Workouter. The Zen. There's got to be a good brand there.
The Zen Bro.
The Zen. The ripped Zen. Zen Rip. Anyway, we'll figure it out. It's a work in progress. Anyway.
See, that's my prediction.
I think
that list. Bitcoin's going to hit something this year, too.
Oh, okay. Something. All right. I feel you.
No, I mean, I'll go out. I think it's going to jump by the end of 2020, just because, I'll say by the end of 2020, I think it'll be back to $20,000 just to have a little motif there.
Okay. So, just for
but no financial
kicks, I'm gonna open up my notes here, and I'm gonna save these in the show notes so that we can look at it later.
I don't like this.
Just for
this
kicks.
Is what happened. Yeah. Other prediction: I get actual depression, and then Daniel makes it worse by showing me this.
So let's both. The only hard numbers we're gonna mess with in terms of these predictions. Let's say the Dow Jones and Bitcoin. Let's both come up with the numbers for those. You did Bitcoin first, so I'll do Dow Jones first. Let me pull up note to self. Here we go. So Tim called BTC at 20K. Obviously, that means over. He thinks it's going to hit 20K and be at the end of the year. You think it's going to be above 20K, right?
Yeah, I'll stick with that. Yeah.
Okay. So then I'll call Bitcoin in a second, but I'm going to start with Dow Jones. So Dan is calling DJ at... All right, obviously I'm calling it's going to be less than, because I think it's going to drop. I think it's going to be less than... let me look at this 5-year chart again. We're sitting at 28, 29. Last time it didn't really cut in half. 13 down to 9. That's not really cutting in half. So I'll call 20... I'll be a little bold and call 20 even. Actually, yeah, let's stick with that 20 motif like you talked about. 20,000 even. Let's do it. I mean, that's a bigger, I think, 25% that would be. Oh, so that's a less percent than the last drop? Last drop was almost half, right? Am I doing that right? No, it was like 4 over 13. So the last drop was about 30%, and I'm calling, 8 over 28? That's 28. Oh, geez. I think it's going to be worse than last time. So I'm going to up that, or lower that down to... Sorry, I don't know if it's entertaining to listen to all these numbers when they barely make sense, but I'll lower that to 18. I'm doing it.
So
that's my official number.
You're calling 18 at the end of the year?
Less than 18, yep.
Less than 18, okay.
All right, so now you got to call Dow Jones.
Well, as you've been doing that, I've just been staring at this graph of just the Dow Jones. I'm just like, wow, no. God damn it. Like, this is not good. I'll say, and maybe my prediction for Bitcoin should go up because, I mean, I'm thinking Dow Jones by the 20s, like the 20,000. Maybe 15. I have to come up with an exact number.
Wait, yeah, let's instead of saying less than, let's pick an exact number and say within 1,000. So then we'll know we'll just say who's closer. So yeah, that obviously. So it doesn't matter less than or greater than, we'll just see who gets closer. And I'm calling 18.
You're calling what?
I'm calling 18,000 for the Dow Jones. Okay. And none of this closer without going under or closer without going over. It's just whoever's closer.
Okay.
18 is percentage-wise, 18 is slightly I'm calling a slightly bigger drop than the 2008 recession. Just with some super rough numbers. Don't quote me on that exactly, but I think I'm calling slightly higher percentage-wise.
Okay, I'm trying to look because I was going to say 18.
That's what I call.
I almost want to say
call
no.
18.
I know.
Are you going to call 17,999 just to screw me over?
I should. No, because I'm going to try to bet on it dropping and then a bunch of mystery money getting dumped in and it just jumping back up and then just after that falling. Because I don't think I think that might be a little bit much for a year. But I'll say 21.
21?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's true too. We might both be like, oh yeah, obviously it's not sustainable, but that doesn't mean we think this is the year. So Tim's kind of suggesting that oh yeah, it'll drop this year, but it's not really gonna wreck, not a real recession maybe until next year maybe, because it might survive somehow. So. All right, I got to wrap this up here pretty quick, but I'm going to call Bitcoin. So let's see. We're sitting at about 7. This is all from memory. I don't have the chart in front of me. We're sitting at about 7 or 8. And in the past, we've seen crazy stuff like dipping down from 1,200 down to 300 and then taking off all the way up to whatever, 10,000, 3,000, through 8,000, then all the way up to 19. So boy, oh boy, if that happened again, that would predict, so if we say in the last bubble, we went from okay, let me straighten this out. So go back 2 bubbles ago. 2 bubbles ago, we were at 1,200-ish. Screw it. I'm pulling it up so I can give you more accurate numbers. Okay. 5 years. That is nice. That's all you need for Bitcoin is 5 years. So yeah, 2020, we started this year at 11,000. Holy cow. No.
Yeah.
Middle of this year. June. We were at 11,000. So you might call that a bubble. Going up, like 2019 was kind of a bubble looking at the chart. It was lower than the previous bubble, but so it depends how you define bubble, obviously. Well, but anyway.
Yeah. But it's like with the Dow. I'm sorry, I'm going off on too many things. Continuing.
Yeah. All right. So, gosh, you can like barely even notice like the 1200 bubble in here. You can't even see it. Like you just can't. Let me pull up CoinDesk. I think CoinDesk has a decent chart, or at CoinDesk, yeah. Because I need to do some fancy zooming here just to see some of these numbers. Yeah, like they don't even look like bubbles anymore. But let's say, okay, so 1200 down to, golly, you really can't. Like I know for a fact that we dipped down to like 400-ish in 2017. Screw it. I'm not even trying to guess. This isn't worth it. Bitcoin, the whole point I was trying to make was like, hey, we went from 300 all the way up to 20,000. So the whole point I was trying to make is that this could get out of control if that happened again. So just for kicks, let me pick a number like, well, what's that ratio? 20,000 over 300. That is 66x. So let's say, we dipped down to 3,000 in the recent bubble. And if we did 66x that, we would be up to 198,000. 66x is pretty strong. I think the bubbles are going to get smoother and smoother as time goes on. So let's say 3,000 times, let's call it 40x. There, that's my call. 120K. Yep, I know it. It's crazy.
I just saw an article that for some government thing was like, it wouldn't be surprising to see $1 million for Bitcoin. I was like, what are you about to try to cover up and be like, oh, it's fine. It's good. It looked, from me just looking at the chart, it looks like the lowest. How do you know it was down to 400 in 2016, you said?
Yeah, the chart's hard to measure because like the spikes were so short.
Yeah.
And the dips were so short. So I was just going from memory there. I don't remember the exact years, but that's my rough maybe it was 2015.
Because I'm finding 560 in like August of 2016.
Okay. So maybe it wasn't 66x, but too late. I already just sent the numbers to Tim. So apparently those are official now. I texted him, so I can't change them. I probably should have lowered it, maybe like 80,000, but it's too late now. It's official. So, okay, guys, I want to give our shout out to eToro. They are amazing. No video today, so you can't quite see the platform, but you've seen it before. Check out some past episodes with video on YouTube if you want to see it. It is incredible. It is a Bitcoin and other crypto trading platform. They've got 15, maybe a few more. They've been adding some, so at least 15 cryptocurrencies. Stuff like Bitcoin, Dash, Zcash, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, if you're into that kind of thing, and the list goes on. Guys, the number one thing I want you to take away from this, the absolute best feature I think they have without question is there. And there's a lot of good features there, but the one that takes the cake without question is the instant $100,000 virtual portfolio. Literally in seconds, you can be signed up, no personal information. You can have $100,000 worth of virtual money to just screw around with, see how it works, see if you can make money, compete with your friends, whatever you feel like doing. You can even, in the virtual trading, you can copy other people. Well, in the virtual and in the real trading, this is probably their second best feature. You can copy other people's portfolios. So you can browse the users, find a trader that you like, maybe someone that you follow on Twitter or whatever, and literally copy their trades one for one with fake money or with real money. It's amazing. If you trust them to make money, then you might also make money. Obviously, this isn't financial advice, but it's an amazing feature. It is patented even, that technology, so it's crazy. You can find them at youmeandbtc.com/trade. We'd love it if you go through that link because then they know you found them through us, and that's good for us, good for you. We can keep the lights on, yada, yada, yada. One more thing before we close out, of course, I said you could have a competition with this virtual portfolio. That's exactly what we're doing here. And Tim and I need to measure our dicks. Where you at, Tim?
About 2 inches. I'm not going to say if it's hard or flaccid, but, well, first, my only green is the guy that I follow. So that's good, but it's only for $19. But my virtual equity right now is at $77,190. I've lost $7,000 in Bitcoin.
That means I got the lead here.
No, 10,000 on Bitcoin. How much do you have?
I do same thing. Oh wait. No, the guy that I'm following is still red. So everything in my portfolio is currently red, including the guy that I'm copying. And when I say that, that means I've allocated X dollars to copy these trades, percentage-wise. So if I put $1,000 into copying this guy, and he has half of his portfolio in Bitcoin, then that means 500 out of that $1,000 copy trade will land in Bitcoin. And but it shows up in your portfolio. It shows up as just a copy. It's a line item. It doesn't show up as Bitcoin. It shows up as a copy of this person because it might change over time what they're invested in, which then of course changes what you're invested in with that line item. But the good news here, guys, to wrap us up, the best news of them all, I'm in the lead. I'm showing $82,950. But of course, it's all real time. So it's $59.83, $962.33, $961.21. It's literally changing every second. So that's some incredible stuff. Great platform, guys. Check them out at meandbtc.com/trade. Get signed up in seconds for your free $100,000 virtual portfolio. Guys, I'm going to click the button to close this out. Happy New Year. Happy 2020. I get out of the stock market, get into Bitcoin or diversify. I don't care. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take any of my advice because I don't have any for you. We'll see you next week. We took a break over Christmas, but I can't figure any reason we wouldn't be back next week. So we'll see you then. If we see you, we won't see you. If we don't see you, I don't know.
This is a panic breakdown in the making, is what this is. Daniel's going to go crazy at the gym. Bye, everybody. Thanks.
No, I'm going to go zen at the gym.
Okay. Right. Go. Bye. Yeah, sure.
Peace out, guys. We love you.
Money. I be rolling with Satoshi. What you gonna doshi? All this money that I got make me richy. I got Bitcoin. I'm so rich. Money. I'm so rich. Money. I'm so rich. I got